Well, welcome to Crown with Faith, the podcast where we explore how to live a purposeful and abundant life, mixing our faith with our life and business. I'm your host, Sabrina L Taylor, a Kingdom CEO coach to Christian women, service-based solopreneurs. And on this show, I'm interviewing men and women of faith who are making an impact in the kingdom of God and in the world. And we'll dive into their journeys, their challenges, and triumphs as we uncover the secrets of mastering our crowned life of faith, where we clarify our mission, refine our mindset, optimizing our market, wisely managing the resources that we have, and nurturing our mastery. Now, this week, we have a treat, an inspiring individual here, and I have a pleasure to present and to introduce our first guest on Crown with Faith. He's a man who's overcome challenges, adversities in his life, and he's gone on to make a significant impact in his community. And this is just the beginning. I'm very excited to speak with, interview, and just share this time with Rich Thomas. He has a plethora of accomplishments and achievements. I won't get into that, but what I will get into is that he's written this beautiful book, The Mindset of a Champion, and his objective is to inspire and to encourage individuals, boys, girls, men, and women of all ages to cultivate the champion inside of them. Will you join me in welcoming our guest for this evening, our guest expert, Richard Thomas.
Hey, thank you so much, Sabrina. Wow, what an introduction. I mean, you hit everything on the nail on the head. I think we can close it up.
Oh, no. We came here for the goodies.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for the opportunity, for the invite, and just want to say thank you so much. And so proud of you and what you're doing with your organization and your business, uplifting and helping people reach their maximum potential and shine bright. So thank you so much for being that resource to so many of us that can use it.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that so very much. And I will say this, the reason why you are on the stage is because we have the same vision to help people, support people, champion people, if I should say, into walking out their purpose and having a mindset that just won't quit.
Absolutely.
And I'll say, my husband has the printed version of the book. I have my Kindle version of the book. And I want to know what inspired you to write Mindset of a Champion.
Well, it goes back a while ago. I just had this planted in my spirit. In the military, growing up as a coach in the military, in the private sector, in the corporate world, you come across so many talented people, so many people with great skill sets, but you very rarely see them have the mindset to increase, maintain, or maximize that skill set or their abilities, or they're discouraged, or they haven't been taught how to increase to where they're more valuable to not only themselves, but to others.
Wow. And so you mentioned about the increasing and maximizing. And you've seen how when people are not, I guess, they don't have the know-how to increase or maximize, they're not maximizing, or they're not impacting or making the impact that they've been created to make, because it's like they come to a certain level and they stop.
Correct.
Can you tell me what are some things that you would instruct a person to do in order to increase and to maximize their potential?
Well, first of all, I would encourage them to first of all believe in themselves and say they belong. A lot of people get this mindset of, well, I really not up to it, or I don't belong in that circle, or I'm unable to achieve this level, or so forth. You have to erase that negative noise and believe in yourself and march to the drum beat that you belong there and you're able and more than worthy to be there. You have to be very confident in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, why should someone else? You have to be a seller of your product. You have to be your big cheerleader. So I believe they they need to understand that they are worthy.
Mhm.
What they have to offer is a plus, and it's valuable to any organization and to any team, to themselves, and so forth. And believe in themselves and go ahead and try to understand what goal they're trying to reach, what's the objective they want to reach, and they're able to do it with some simple steps and a little elbow grease and hard work.
I like that. Hard work, a little elbow grease, hard work, putting in the work, as you would say,
Right.
in the work. And you have a unique background. Share a little bit about where you grew up, how you grew up, and then your journey from your background, where you started, till now.
Okay. Well, I grew up humble in the humble beginnings in Jersey City, New Jersey, in a six-family house home. We grew up a second floor left, if I can recall. And I was a small young man. My big bro, he was during that time, my growing up years, he was serving in Vietnam. So he was away most of the time. But I was a small kid. I was very tiny. So, I wasn't one of the big kids that could walk around boastful and so forth. So I had to earn everything, the respect. Everywhere I went, anything I played, anything I do, it was earning the respect of my peers and the elders. So from there, growing up in high school, I got into music. I got into martial arts. I got into all types of things. My parents kept me in the sports to keep me busy and not keep my mind off the streets. And I just evolved in this mindset that no one's going to give me anything. I have to work for every single thing that I get.
Mm.
So I love my sister-in-law, Barbara. She introduced me to music. She brought me my first guitar growing up. And from
Mhm.
there I took off, and it was just a lovely new world opened up to me. So music was a big part of my life growing up also. So coming out of high school, of course, playing basketball, I got cut from my first college team, and I was so downtrodden because then
Oh.
came the voices. Oh, you're not good enough. You knew you shouldn't have been out there in the first place.
Mm.
So I had a pity party for about a day, but I went right back to work, and I got back in the gym and I worked hard. And finally, the coach came back and said he made a mistake. He saw my work ethic, and I wind up helping my team go into the college first season undefeated. So that was a blessing. So as these things started to build in me, I started to realize that it's the mindset, that the belief, the faith in yourself, believing that you can do what you can do. It works. I've never seen hard work go unrewarded. I just haven't seen it yet. So carrying that out into the other side of the spectrum of outside of sports, it's the same thing. Applying yourself. I had positive people feed into my life. I had great coaches. I had great mentors, and I had great people that believed in me and helped push me. Even in a negative way, you learn lessons even when you have negative experiences. So all those things culminated into, throughout my life and through the military, 20 years of understanding, being worldwide, traveling all over the world, meeting very influential people, and being around different cultures. It just helped me grow and be the person I am today. And that I can look in the mirror and say, hey, I'm proud of myself. But it's not just, I realized it's not just for me. It was for me to share and help others along their journey, because every journey is different. Everybody is not going to have the same journey, but we can have the same roadmap as far as how to achieve the best out of that journey to get to your place or goal, your destination.
Well, I mean, step by step. You started small. You said, I'm determined that this is not going to beat me. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to put in the work to show them what I already know is true about myself, is that I am a champion, that I can do this. And then taking it throughout your entire life. And then the point of pouring yourself into other young men and women. That is amazing.
Well, I found out, Sabrina, the situations change and they may change all the time, but the principles remain the same. You apply those basic foundational principles and you will find success. You will find success. And that's been the foundation. Don't go away from those rock solid principles and you will find success. You will stay consistent.
You will stay consistent. So tell me about those rock solid principles that you share in your book.
Okay.
Share a few of them, because we want people to purchase this book. Amen.
Amen.
And so they can dive in, give it to their youth ministries, and even to ourselves, because we have to be reminded of those principles. So share some of those with them.
Well, 3 of my leadership principles that I shared, I say they're very simple and very practical. And I call them the 3 C's and the 3 E's. And in a leader position or inspiring leader position, people want a leader that's, first of all, that's competent. I will start off with the 3 C's. A leader that is competent. You want to follow somebody that understands and knows what they're doing, knows how to lead people to get where you need to go, and understands not only, just alone in theory, but in the practical sense also. After competent, then you want someone who's confident. The second C is confidence. You don't want someone you want to be a person that makes decisions. You don't want someone who's wishy-washy, that they can't make a decision. They're confident in what they're doing. They feel good about themselves. They understand, they know what they're doing, and they have a confidence, an aura about themselves. And people tend to gravitate towards that. This person, I'm sure he knows what he's doing or she's doing. And the third C is consistent. And this one is very, very important.
This is amazing.
Very, very important. You can't say, I'm gonna try it out for a day or so and then throw it to the wayside. Also, being consistent, they may not like the decisions you make. They may not agree with everything, but they always can see you're fair and you're consistent. I think one of the worst things around is not knowing what leader you're going to get that day. When they come to work, it's like, well, what side of the bed did they wake on this time? But if they're consistent and you know what you're going to get all the time, and they're fair, and you stay off that slippery slope of favoritism. Because you don't want to get into that role of someone figure they're being favorites or there's something going on. So I think those 3, being competent, confident, and consistent, makes a great leader.
Yes.
Now, the 3 E's.
All right.
I love the 3 E's.
All right.
I truly believe in order to be an effective leader and effective in doing whatever you need to do or lead people, first of all, you have to equip them. If you don't equip them, whether it be something practical, be knowledge, being resources, tools, you got to give people you got to equip them to get the job done.
Right.
You can't expect them to do the job. They don't have the equipment to do so. That's just not right. It's frustrating to the people and for yourself. And also, once you equip them, now you want to empower them. you want to give them the authority to carry out the task. Now, it's hard to carry out if you don't have the authority or have the know-how or the backing to carry out the task. So you want to empower them. You want to give them ownership. You know, you want to give them some type of responsibility to make it so they feel some type of ownership in it and they can thrive. And my third E is encourage.
Encourage. Okay.
You have to, as much as you yell and scream, and I'm a screamer, if people see me coach, they know. But it's a positive scream. But it has to be a balance. You have to encourage them. You have to let them know, don't wait for them to ask. You know, tell them, hey, that's okay. You're doing all right. Stay on track. You made a mistake. That's all right. You can recover. Or, hey, that didn't work this time, but try this. You can do it. It's not over. It's not the end. You know, find some encouraging words to uplift. And once they know you care, they're going to give you 200%. You know, and I found that to be very effective, the 3 C's and the 3 E's.
Oh, very good. I'm going to pause for a moment. We'll pause the recording for a moment.
Okay.
Okay, I stopped you mid-flow. You were talking about the 3 C's and the 3 E's. And okay, so can you give a wrap up of the 3 E's for us?
Well, applying all 3 E's, and equip, empower, and encourage, you're going to get a positive outcome from your people and even yourself. There's something not only you can use in a group setting or a team setting, but also yourself. You know, you make sure you equip yourself with everything that you need. You have the tools to do the objective, and make sure you have the authority, and empower, give ownership, take ownership in what you're doing, and encourage. You can, to include, encourage yourself. You know, don't be so hard on yourself. Give yourself some grace, and go out and always have a balance. As much as you yell, make sure there's a balance.
Mhm.
If you're beating them up, make sure you lift them up as well.
If you beat them up, okay. Make sure you lift them up. Okay.
Absolutely. Try to end on a positive note.
Positive note. So is it like the sandwich effect? You're sandwiching. You'll say, this is what you can work on. This is, you did this well. This is what you can work on, and you know, I'm very proud of you. Sort of like that sort of situation.
Absolutely, because when you see the objective not being met, first of all, the first person, of course, you got to look in the mirror. Say, what could I have done better? I always ask the question, did you understand what the objective was? Was there any doubt, or a piece that you did not understand? Because sometimes they nod their head yes, but they really mean no. And so you got to get that cleared. But once you understand that you've done everything and put all the pieces of the puzzle in place for them to be successful, then the story will unfold.
So leadership, very important. The C's, the 3 C's and the 3 E's are just, that's the secret sauce right there. Really.
There you go. Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. So let's, let's move a little bit to, in your opinion, how does faith play a role in developing this mindset of a champion?
Wow, that's a good question. Faith plays a big part, actually, because it's understanding who you are in Christ that carries you and will sustain you and will help you block out that noise when people try to get in your ear and tell you you're not this, you're not that, or you're unable to. And you have to go back to the blueprint, is like what I call it. I don't call it the Bible. I call it the blueprint. And I'm talking to believers that understanding who you are in Christ, it helps you go a long way, because it doesn't, you may get discouraged for a little bit, but then you understand who you are and what you're capable of and what is written already, that you've won. You've got the victory. You just have to walk in it. You have to do your part to walk in it. You know, we may get, kicked a little bit. We may get beat down a little bit, but the story says that we win in the end. We win in the end. We do not lose our value. We do not lose our place. We are a royal priesthood. So my faith is my rock that I hold on to when everything, things around you will crumble at times, but the faith will never, the rock, the Alpha and Omega never fails.
Never fails. Wow, I love that. And there's a scripture that you had written and which is one of my scriptures. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he.
Absolutely.
Can you break that down for us?
Absolutely. It goes right back to the mindset. You see yourself as a champion, you're going to act like a champion. You're going to behave like a champion. You're going to do the traits of a champion. If you see yourself or convince yourself as a loser, then you're going to follow suit. You're not going to put in the efforts. You're going to quit. I had a great coach in my younger days coming up. He used to say, winners never quit and quitters never win. So if you put you slide yourself in the category as a quitter, you don't have a chance to win. You're giving up, you're shortchanging yourself. You're castrating your chances of being the best you can be. So even in the bleakest moments and in the darkest times, you have to believe and say, hey, I'm a winner. I'm an achiever. I'm a believer. I'm coming out.
That's right.
I'm coming out.
I love it. I'm coming out. I'm a believer. I'm a winner. I'm coming out. This is just a momentary situation. This is not a permanent situation. This is only moment.
I think I read in the book, it says somewhere, joy comes in the morning.
Oh, thank God for joy. Thank God for joy. And as you are working out your champion, as we're working out the champion, the muscles, the characteristic of a champion are very important. So what would you say so we have the leadership, 3 C's and the 3 E's, but let's just add one more to it.
Okay.
Talking about another characteristic of a champion.
Well, there's a lot of them. There's several of them, and I won't give all the jelly beans away. They have to read the book.
Yes.
But some of them are consistent. I said consistent, but reliable, dependable, on time, trustworthy, honest. And those are some of the key elements you will find consistent with a champion. They're going to put in the work. They're very dependable. They're reliable, and you can depend on them. They're consistent with what they do, and they're honest in what they do. So it's easy to recognize. Again, I keep bringing up consistency. You see those traits. It's not just an every now and then thing, but it's an everyday habit. It's a lifestyle. And I say in the book, being a champion, it's a lifestyle. It's not the epitome of the race. It's a lifestyle. You live consistently to be being a champion. And it doesn't end up, you may not end up with the first place prize. That doesn't make you not be a champion. And people get it twisted. If I don't have the trophy, I don't win first place, I'm not the champ. No, that's not true. That's not true. Champion defines you well beyond first place trophy. It's a lifestyle. How you live, how you serve, and how you present yourself in all things. not only in sports, but in life itself.
And I can see that correlation of, it's your life.
Mhm.
Life. In fact, God created us to be champions, right?
Correct.
He created us to be confident and to know who we are. In fact, in the very beginning, he said that he created us to have dominion,
Mhm.
dominate, right? To
Correct.
champion over circumstances and situations, and to speak to mountains and cause them to be just removed, and to speak to things,
Mhm.
and cause them to come into submission to the word of God. Champion. That is who we are. Champion.
Yes, ma'am.
And I often say, as I'm coaching, it's like we live on the earth, but that's not where we are. That's not our identity. Our identity is seated with Christ in heavenly places. And if
Mhm.
we are seated with him, and if we identify with the image that he has placed upon us and as his children, then we are not walking as if we have no hope, if we have no power, if we have no ability, because he's already given us everything that we need to succeed.
Absolutely. It's just a matter of just going into your book bag and pulling out what's
Literally,
already given to you.
that's
What's already given you. I always say, you're good enough. Don't let anybody tell you you're good enough. You have everything inside you you need to succeed. You were equipped to win.
equipped to win. Equipped to win. Wow, 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 wow.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I have one more question for you.
Okay.
And then I'm going to open it up to our guests who are here with us. But what is one thing that you want us, after we read your book, after those who haven't read it, read your book, what is one thing that you want them to take away?
Wow. The biggest thing is be encouraged and know that you have purpose and that you can achieve that purpose. You have what it takes to achieve that objective, to achieve that purpose. You can do anything that you put your mind to. And it's never too late. It's never too early. You can start today. Don't be sidetracked by other loud noise saying that it's too late to do that or you can't do that. I want them to take away, be encouraged that you are a champion today and the next day on. You are a champion and you can do it. You can do it. You have what it takes to be a champion. Just believe in yourself and believe in that you can do it.
All right. That I love that. I love that. You are equipped to win.
Exactly.
Equipped. You can do it.
You can do it. You can do it. It's just don't doubt yourself. Don't self-doubt yourself. Learn how to cheer yourself on and think positive. And some people may say, well, you live in a fantasy world where this is, this we live in a real world where this, well, that's in perspective, that's an opinionate. I believe you can do it. You're equipped to do it, you're able to do it, you have the goods to do it. I believe now, as Nike would say, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Love it. I love it. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. I'm elated, to be here and the opportunity for you to share with you and just converse with you. And I'm just so happy for you and your success that you're having also. We need to, applaud one another because I think there's just a little bit less of that in the world that we tear down one another faster than we lift up one another. So, hey, bravo to you and all that you do. And thank you so much.
Oh, well, you are welcome. And I'm saying bravo, bravo to you as well. Thank you for the impartation that you are making, that you have made, and that you continue to make in the lives of those that you've been called to serve.
Thank you so much.
Yes. And now I'm going to see if I can grab. I have to unpin you, I think. Yeah, remove the spotlight. Hello, everyone. We have our illustrious guests who are listening in on this interview. If you have any questions for Rich about his book or anything else that struck you as he shared his story. Okay, Ebony. Okay, you can unmute yourself.
Quick question. Hi, Rich. This has been amazing. With the success of Mind of a Champion, have you thought any more about a follow-up or a subsequent book to continue to give advice?
I think first of all, Sabrina, let me tell you about this young lady that we're talking to now.
Okay.
I mean, she put the super in star.
Ooh.
She is a superstar. And if I had to define a champion, she hit all 5, 6, 10, 20,000 markers. She is amazing and just doing great things worldwide. And when I mean worldwide, I mean worldwide. So Eb, so proud of you. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for the question. Yes, I have thought about it, but I always, I didn't want to just write something just off the spur of the moment. I wanted to see what God spoke to me and see what he had in store for me to do. And whatever it would be the right thing. And I would have the right words and the right content to put into it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving them all around. Okay. Are there any other questions in the house? Thank you so much, Ebony, for your question. Let me see if I can.
Can you hear me?
Uh-oh, hold on. Okay, I can hear you.
Hey, my brother Rich, this is William. I'm out here on the road, but I'm tuned in.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
Yes, yeah. But I just want to let everybody know that's on this that hadn't gotten the book. I just got finished reading it, and I took my time with it. Yeah, I can read through it real fast, but I when I started getting into it, brother Rich, I had to slow down because it got so good. When you got a good feel, you don't want to eat it too fast. You want to savor it. And that's what I got out of your book, the mindset of a champion, brother. I mean, it was so awesome, and I wish that I had that. When I was in my younger days, because the thing that brought me through my hard times, and I thought I was a failure in everything. My brother played football. He was president of the high school. My sisters were pretty good, but me, I had a hard time in growing up in school. But I had a prayer warrior mom. I mean,
Yes,
she was
sir.
my prayer warrior. She was my encourager. And in your book, it showed all the coaches and all the people that encouraged you and who you attached yourself to. And
Yes.
I love that because the only person I had to attach to me at that particular time was my mom. She encouraged me. She pushed me to a level that I thought I could never reach. My dad, he showed me by example, but he was in Vietnam, serving. But
Yes.
having those coaches, like you say in your book, man, being attached to somebody that can push you beyond your comfort zone,
Yes, sir.
and make you know that you're a champion. Just like I love how you said that it's not about winning. It's not about being first. It's about
Right.
knowing who you are. And
Yes,
that's
sir.
where I was missing growing up, Rich, knowing exactly who I am until I attached myself and kept hearing what my mom was saying. And then I attached myself by playing football, by playing basketball, by playing sports, because that molds a young man's life too, But
Absolutely.
like you say, having the right coach. And I like how I heard you say, sometimes a coach will yell at you, but he loves you. He's just
That's
trying to
right.
get the best out of you.
That's right.
But I just want to let everybody know, Rich, that book right there, man, I tell you, I love it. I gave it to my nephew, and I when he get through reading, I want my book back. I know you signed it and all, but no, I won't take it back from him. I'm just kidding. I won't take it back from him. I'll order me another one. But
Oh,
I love
brother.
it, sir. And I appreciate you. And I appreciate how you allow God to really anoint you by writing those words in that book. I mean, it's anointed by God, my brother. And it's an attribute to everybody that reads it.
Thank you so much, brother, man. Those for the kind words. And I would be amiss if I would sit here and say that it was me doing this. It takes a village. And
Yes.
a lot of the people that encouraged me and taught me are on this podcast right now. My big brother, my sis, they poured into me and taught me a lot of things. My coaches that over the years, I was blessed to have a good camp to pour into me and love me through the hard times and the good times. So I'm just trying to replicate what was put into me and give it back to others. Hopefully the same cycle continues to go on, and we have a better future generation.
Okay. All right. I appreciate you, brother. And I love it, man. You have a good one, brother. I
Love
love
you,
it.
man. Appreciate you. See you Sunday.
All right. All right, my brother.
All right. Any more questions or comments for Rich today? Let's see, we have Ronald and Barbara.
Hi, can you hear me? Hello.
Hi. Are you here? Hello? Okay.
I don't think they can hear you. Can you hear Ron?
Barely, he comes in and out. I heard you.
Because we know I'm loud, but he's on my computer. Okay, go ahead. Unfortunately, I haven't kept up with all this technology. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I just want folks to know I've known you all your life. But truly, I continue to be amazed about all the things that you've been able to accomplish. And I guess the one thing that I continue to think about, Rich, is how you impart the knowledge in the book in your daily life.
Mm. Well, big bro, I mean, we wake up, we have a game plan, as Sabrina and I were talking earlier before the podcast started. And we get up with a game plan. And I understand, smart enough to understand that everything that's imparted in you is not just for you. You have to be able to lift up another, share with one another. We cannot go around complaining about society and the shape that it's in and see our youth and our people growing up, and we're not doing anything to help it. We have to be active. We have to be an example. We have to be doing something, making progress, at least sowing seeds. Now, every seed won't grow. It may fall on stony ground, but that doesn't stop us from trying to plant and trying to reap a harvest. And really, all that you have taught me and everything that you have poured into me, those life lessons are still prevalent, still strong, and still on my mind. And thank you doesn't seem enough. I appreciate you and love you so much.
Love you too, bro.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah.
Coach Rich.
Hey, Doc, what's up, sis?
How are you? How are you? I would just like to say I most admire multiple things about your book, your story, but I love that it really is the epitome of how you live your life. I'm thankful that God spoke to you and that you were obedient to the assignment, because really, as I read your book, some months ago, just you telling your story. I most appreciate how it's written in a very practical standpoint. It's written with examples from your life, whether that's from the workplace, meaning your years in the Air Force, from your family, from a family's perspective, from an athletic perspective, from you being a basketball player at various levels. So I love that as I read, and it's such an easy read. I love that it's such an easy read. It is as if I'm just reading and learning more and more about you. And what I most appreciated again is that you crafted a book using a language that anyone can understand. The stereotype, and I wouldn't say the stereotype, but generally speaking, statistically, we know there are always exceptions, but we know this to be true statistically. Not that your book is geared towards boys exclusively, but of course, I know you've spent many, many years coaching and mentoring boys and girls, but from the coaching standpoint, boys. So I very early, and I thought, wow, this is a book that a boy, a young guy, a high school or middle school kid would pick up and read it without even giving it a second thought, because it is written with such rich examples. It is, it's got threads of humor and real life examples and lumps and bumps along the way, that it's just page by page. It's just a manifestation of your journey, and how that led to, of course, you lay out in your book the different components of a champion. And so again, I most admire, I really appreciate, and I'm thankful to God that you're using the gifts that he's given you. And that really, truly, fundamentally, my brother, is to serve and to uplift and to inspire.
Amen. Amen.
So I thought the same thing as Ebony, and I didn't have a here, so I shouldn't even say it now because I don't remember the phrase that you said, but there are two phrases or statements that you said, and I thought immediately, I said in my spirit, I said, that's the title of book number 2. That's the title of book number 3. And so when I'm not kidding you. So when Ebony asked her question, I thought, wow, I absolutely see the same thing, because you have an audience. There is an audience for you, because this is ministry. This is ministry. And so I applaud you. I bid you much, much success. And we know what God has ordained will continue. It has no option but to thrive, and to go forward. And so I salute you. I applaud you, and wish nothing but continued blessings and success for you.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, sis. Again, words are it's just, I'm humbled. I'm humbled, and I'm humbled again. And it says, just a young fella from Jersey City trying to be obedient to what was placed in me and give back. And of course, without a doubt, as I mentioned in the book, you are one of the mentors that have poured into me over the years and many years. You and my little brother, God bless him, Anthony, and taught me how to be a better coach, how to be a better teacher, how to be a better educator. Just getting those nuggets from you, and just appreciating everything that you have done and poured into my life. So I say, I'm a culmination of all you guys that are here that have poured into me. I'm the gumbo, and hopefully all you guys are all part of the flavors that goes into that gumbo that we're serving to the community and to our fellow man. So thank you all so much.
Awesome. Yeah. That is awesome, I must say. That is very amazing. You're sitting here and you're hearing his story, and the prophecy is there, brother, big brother, the prophecy is there. The prophecy is there. That this book and others and the impact that you are making and will make in the future. Awesome. I'm trying
Wow.
to my group here. So let me, as we're working with our technology here,
Mhm.
super duper. Okay, let's do gallery. There we are. And let's see if I can move. There we go. Okay. So we're hearing a second book, a third book. So I'm saying, what's next? I know we've had a conversation, and you spoke about wanting to speak at schools and things and having
Mhm.
programs and things. So what's next? Share.
Well, right now, actually, funny you mentioned it. Today I spoke with my good friend of mine who's a principal at Gregg Middle School in Somerville. And we're going to get together, and the goal is to get the book on the school reading list. And so it'll be available to 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. And come to the school and do some speaking, engage in some sessions, I don't want an auditoriums kind of thing. I want a small group type of setting, and just hear where their heart, you want to talk to them and listen to the children and see where they are, and then spring from there the things that I feel that God's leading me to tell them and share with them and encourage them. And I've been there once before and spoken to the kids that needed some extra attention. And it was a great group of kids. I loved being with them. They were very receptive. So I'm so excited of going back to them. And last time I challenged them, they were the first to get my next campaign that God has blessed me with, called PV Squared. And that stands for purpose, vision, value. And I have t-shirts made up. I have my symbol made up. I have my logo and so forth. And I shared with my little sister, Dr. Houston. I shared with her, and she gave me some wisdom and insight on that. And it's something that I want to get started because I think it's a great conversational piece for kids. And I want them to understand that they were born with a purpose. And once they realize the purpose, they need to get a vision for that purpose and understand their value. They were put on this earth, they do never lose their value. And I think that's one of the main things at young ages, the kids start devaluing in themselves. And we have to reassure them and keep reiterating that they are valuable. Everyone has value. Everyone has value. And we have to continue to nurture that and feed that so we can get impactful citizens and next generation on and on, perpetuating to make a change in this, the world we live. So PV Squared, keep your ears out for that.
All right, we will keep our ears out for that. The PV Squared, the mindset of a champion, and our trilogy and beyond. We're looking forward to that. Thank you so much for being on Crowned with Faith. I appreciate you and all that you do for Kingdom and do for the world. May God bless you. May He keep you. May He cause His face to shine upon you and grant you His peace. And everyone that comes in contact with you, may they really feel and know that they are champions.
Wow. Thank you so much, Sabrina, for your help and your encouragement and your kind words. And to everyone that took the time to tune in today, love you all. Thank you so much. So I said, my success is just as much as your success. So we're all in this together.
Well, now we are living the Crowned with Faith life, and we'll see you next time.
Gotcha.